going to shut my door, light an incense, and get me some water. Just finished eating, so I'm thirsty. Oh, put it out too soon. Oh. Well, I moved my water. Hey, Mandy, could you bring me a gallon of water? Thank you. Forgot my water. Hi, Clint. Welcome. Oh. You're new here. Well, welcome. Are you subscribed? Or I guess I'm not supposed to use that word. Are you a hugger? I need to write your name down. If you are. If you've hugged me, then I need to write your name down. Okay. You can just set it there, baby. Thank you. Oh, you're Rosie. Hi, Rosie. Welcome. Hedges. Because tomorrow, Clint, I'm doing a drawing. Thank you, dear. I already pushed the button before I realized I didn't have any. Tomorrow I'm doing a drawing for a free reading for new subscribers or new huggers. Sorry. So, I wanted to be sure you were involved in that. So I'm just grabbing some water right quick before we get going. So what are you up to? And welcome. I'm glad you joined me. So are you a witch, Clint? Or are you just interested in the occult? And where are you from? I'm in California, soon headed to Texas. Thank you. There you are, Jen. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. I have a cool topic today, so I'm excited. Thank you, Clint. It's in the middle. It's destroyed right now. It's in the middle of being packed, so it's a mess. I have to put my 6 eyes on. I can't read the chat. Sorry. I know I look a little goofy, but my bifocals don't work anymore, and I'm old. You know which, just a crafter. Okay, cool. That works. That totally works. Clint is new. Clint, this is Jen, the Taxidermy Witcher First. She has her own channel, and she is amazing, and I suggest you check her out. She is absolutely amazing. She is one of the biggest reasons I'm here, because she has so much info to share, and she is just my bestest. Oh, nice. Decatur, okay. You're far. That's cool. Well, I'm sure glad you stopped by, and I noticed your comment on my video, so that was cool. Yeah, Jen is awesome. She is one of my favorite people on the planet. That is the truth. You should totally connect with her though, because she's a plethora of information. I love saying that word, don't you? Plethora. She is a plethora of information. I was set up to do a reading. I was supposed to do a reading tonight, and then my person can't. I still have to do one tonight, but the person I was going to do one with, well, I had to delay it, so they canceled. Isn't that the truth? We're always doing something. Somebody is always doing something. Tonight we've covered so many topics on so many people's channels. It's been cool. We've been running around. It's awesome. And I've been there. I just haven't been able to do it. I haven't been able to type because I've been getting my nails done. So I've been watching. I'm just not able to type. So now I'm finally able to do something. So I was going to talk. We don't have a lot of people, so maybe I'll wait a few minutes and see who else comes over. But I was going to talk. I have this cool new book, and I've been kind of delving into it. It's called Animal Speak. It's a really cool book. And it's got a lot of glare on it. There, that's better. It's by Ted Andrews. And it talks a lot about, well, different things. I'll just read the index right quick. Excuse me. The spiritual and magical roles of nature, awakening to your spirit totems. Ooh, that one might be fun to read. I had a different one picked out, but let me check that one out. The mystery and magic of predator and prey, reading signs and omens in nature. I got a word. Augury and the meaning of landscapes, bird totems and the initiation of air, working with bird medicine, the mystery of feathers and flight, feather magic, dictionary of bird totems, honoring animal totems, animal rights, dictionary of animal totems, insight into the world of insects, dictionary of insect totems, the magic of the reptile world, dictionary of the reptile totems, and totems of the civilized world. Where's that at? I want to mark that. Honoring animal, dictionary of animal totems. Where's that at? 239. I want to mark that so that we can, I know people might want to look at their animal totems. So we'll mark that one. Anyway, that'll be fun. Oh, dropped my sage. So I thought that'd be a fun book to go through. You've seen it a few times. So far it's really good. I haven't gotten deep into it, but I've kind of skimmed over a few of the chapters. You're working on lace flowers. I've kind of skimmed through some of the chapters and looked at a lot of the totem stuff and the spirit stuff, and that's really interesting. So I'm excited, and I'm excited to share it. So that's cool. I think everybody will get a kick out of it. You do? Okay. I will mark that one. I think that was after this one. Reptile. Right here. Let me just get the page. It'll be quicker. Oh, I thought it said 317. This is at 217. Okay, I was reading the chapter number. Oh, that's a candy for you. There we go. Reptile. Awesome. Oh, you're working on a journal? So am I. I'm working on well, it's not a journal. It'll be a book of shadows, but it's the same, down the same avenue. Kind of cool. We're all working on one through one of our channel friends. So it's kind of cool. Well, I guess this is all we're going to get, so we might as well get started. I'll start with what you want to know first, Jen, because you are here. So do you just want the dictionary, or do you want the... That's insect. Where am I at? There we go. Or the magic of the reptile world. It's short. I mean, it's not short, but it's like 2 pages, 3 pages. Want to hear that? We'll start there. Reptiles are one of the most ancient forms of life. They are also adaptable, which has enabled them to survive through millions of years of evolution. Sorry, one of my candles just went out. I could smell it. I wanted to make sure everything was okay. Hi, Jackie. Welcome. There are over 6,000 species of reptiles found around the world and living in all environments. God, that's a lot. I didn't know that. Except for in the extremely cold. 4 main groups have survived since the time of dinosaurs. That I knew. Snakes, lizards, crocodiles, alligators, tortoise, and turtles, and the tundra found in New Zealand. Sorry, the tuatara. Tuatara. Have you ever heard of that? Tuatara. Tuatara found in New Zealand. I'm going to have to look that up. Of these groups, the turtles and crocodiles have survived the great extinction of the dinosaurs. They have remained relatively unchanged since that time. Because of it, they are replete with myths and tales of all parts of the world. Reptiles have basic characteristics that distinguish them from all forms of animal life. Reptiles are the foremost cold-blooded. Their body heat changes with the temperature of air and environment around them, while mammals have an internal thermostat to maintain a steady body temperature. The reptile must seek out an environment that will help it survive. This is why snakes and lizards are seen so often basking in the sun. They need the warmth to help them survive. They must use an outside source to raise and lower their internal temperatures. To those with a reptile totem, this is very symbolic. Ooh. It indicates a great sensitivity to the environments to which they are exposed. It is not unusual to find individuals with prominent reptile totems to have dramatic mood swings in accordance to what their environment is. These individuals often take on a tone and a temperature of the environment. If in a group that is partly partying wildly, they can easily go along with it. If in a group that is studious, they will become so as well. Oh, like a chameleon. That's cool. If in a group that is cheerful and loving, they will also display similar characteristics. Parents of children with reptile totems should be careful to make sure that their children are kept in the right company and participate in beneficial activities. I can understand that, because if they take on the characteristics of those they're around, you wouldn't want your kids just kind of around anybody. Are you wanting out? I'm sorry, I need to let my doggy out. Are you wanting out? Do you want out, Rosie? Come on, I'll let you out. Let Mama go first, though. Sorry, guys. Rosie comes first. Aw, thank you, Clint. She's my girl. Does the insect say anything about blue buds or the native myths? The index didn't, but there's a dictionary of reptile totems. Yeah, think chameleons. Do you want me to look for those in the dictionary? There's frogs. I know you like frogs. Nope. A frog? Or a chameleon? A chameleon? That's cool. We had iguanas for a long time. I'm so sorry, Jen. So is it not really giving you what you wanted? I like frogs too. I like toads, actually. Toads are my thing. We have thousands of toads in our yard. You can't imagine if we're here long enough into the season. I don't think we will because it's usually like the fall when they start really coming out. But I wish I would have taken more pictures last year because we would get, I can't even tell you how many we would get, just hundreds of toads in our yard. I feel bad because I know it's not giving you what you wanted to hear. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything like that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jen. You did get what you needed? Okay. You have an African toad? Ah, I'm jealous. I love toads, and they love me. I don't know what it is, but if I pick up a toad, I have a gift. I can turn a toad over on its back and rub its throat and make it chirp to me. And I don't mean like ribbit, but like chirp. They go. That's a real feeble attempt, but that's kind of what they do. And I don't know why I can do that. My daughter can't do it. My husband can't do it, but I can do it. I can turn them over and rub them on their little throats right there and make them chirp. Oh, I bet he is. An African toad. God, that's cool. I love toads. I love them. And they love me back. I love me some toads. So I was going to talk about animal totems. There's 7 little things in here about how to find your animal totem. I'm leaving purple fingernail skids, and I don't know how because I have a glass. Oh no, it's not. That's a pen mark. Okay, that makes me feel better. Yeah, try it because it's really cool. It's really neat to make them chirp like that. And you've got one as a pet, so that should be awesome. Hi, Pat. Welcome. We're going to go through a list of 7 things that will help you know your animal totems. And so I'll start real quick. They're not big things either. It's kind of short. So the first thing you need to look for is which animal or bird has always fascinated you, because you're drawn to what most resonates with us. Those animals which fascinate you have something to teach you. So that's the first thing to take note of. The second thing is, when you visit a zoo, which animal do you wish to see the most or first? As a child, this is especially important. Children are most naturally open, and thus they're more easily able to recognize what is the animal that's important to them. So pay attention to your kids and what animal they want to see the most. Okay, Clint. Okay, you know what? I got to tell you something, Jen. My son goes frogging and he eats the legs. So I told him, well, I get the rest of it. If you're going to eat it anyway, I get the rest of it. Because I've got all kinds of ideas. So I'll be passing some things on to you. I mean, if he's going to eat it anyway, I just assume we might as well use the rest of it. So the next thing is, what animals do you most see frequently when you're in nature, and have you had encounters with animals in the wild? The animals that we encounter in the city environment even, or in the wild, have significance for us. We can learn a lot from them, and even if only about survival in the environment, they are important to us in some way. So there's that. Actually, I like frog legs. I just didn't want to admit it if it would make you squeamish, but I do like fried frog legs. Yeah, I like them. I'm pretty open to eating anything, to trying anything at least once to see if I like it. I kind of grew up in that type of family. We lived on a farm all our lives, and we just about ate everything. Welcome back, Clint. You know, my dad swears by squirrel. Now, I've never had squirrel in my life. And I know that there are certain parts of the world where they eat raccoon, and I've never had raccoon in all my life. But it's not that I wouldn't try it. Do you really, Jen? That would be cool to dehydrate the rest. And I would love to have a skeleton, a frog skeleton or two for the money altar. Wouldn't that be cool? I think that would be cool. Let's see. Okay, another way to tell is, of all the animals in the world, which animal are you most interested in now? And remember that our animal interests change. And so we usually have one or two in a lifetime that are power animals, but others become prominent when there is something important or specific to teach us. So you may be going through something in your life right now, and whatever it is you're going through, there may be an animal right now that's become prominent all of a sudden that you need to learn from, that there's something about that animal that it has to teach you. So don't overlook it when you happen to be seeing sightings of say you live in the mountains and you see a bobcat more than once or twice. Look into it. What does the bobcat have to teach you? What is it you should be learning from that animal? Next is, what animal frightens you most? That which we fear the most is often something that we need to learn from or come to terms with. When we do it, it then becomes power to us. Some shamans believe that fears will take the shape of animals, and only then can we confront them without fear. Do their powers, medicine, work for us instead of against us. Such an animal becomes a shadow totem. I did not know that. Some shamans believe that fears will take the shape of an animal, and only when we confront them without fear do their powers or medicine work for us instead of against us. Such animals become shadow totems. That is cool. I just totally learned something. Do you really, Pat? Now, my dad did too. Isn't that funny, Jen? We totally did. Yeah, I ate it all too when I was a kid. Now, I will be honest with you, I don't like cow's tongue as an adult, but when I was a kid, I ate it all. Yeah, my son can too. Oh, in Louisiana. Yes. Yes. Yeah, it does resonate, doesn't it? And that only when you confront them do their powers or medicine work for us instead of against us. I love that. And then they become a shadow totem. I never knew that. Anyway, have you ever been bitten or attacked by an animal? Historically, if a shaman survives an attack, it was believed the animal, the shaman's spirit totem, and the attack was the totem's way of testing. It was believed that the animal was the shaman's spirit totem, and the attack was the totem's way of testing the shaman's ability to handle the power. Wow. So there you go. If you've ever been attacked by an animal, it may very well be your totem animal, and you didn't even know it because you survived the attack, and it was the animal's way of testing you. Yeah. My dad ate pig ears too, and when I was a kid, I guess I ate them with him. I don't have any memory of it, but I guess we ate them as one big happy family. Do dreams with animals in them, or are the animal dreams you have never, or are there animal dreams you have never forgotten? This is very important, as reoccurring dreams, or if at least the animal image in the dream is a reoccurring one, This is an important animal to pay attention to. Children often dream of animals, and attention should be given to these animals. They will often reflect specific spirit totems for the child. Anyway, I thought that would be cool to go through because I don't know that people know a lot about totem animals. I know about spirit animals because I kind of work with them, but I didn't know a lot about totem animals. I know that I have some, and I know which ones they are. I know the toad is one for me, and the bear is one for me. Excuse me. And the bear, I know that I grew up with, but I didn't really know a lot about them or why. So that's kind of cool. It goes on to talk a lot more about, not a lot more, but a little more about the basics of animal totems. But that's pretty much the gist of it. But in the back here, if anyone has questions about animal totems, for instance, you have an animal totem you'd like looked up, it has a dictionary of them. And I would be quite willing to look for you. And somewhere I have a bookmark. There it goes. So if you have something you'd like to look up, like an animal that you're interested in knowing its behaviors, let's see what it says. It says it tells size, color, shape, behavior, direction, what direction it has to you, when it's most often, oh no, I'm sorry. The process begins by asking yourself these basic questions of finding your animal totems. What is its color, its shape, its size? How does it behave? Where is it from? What is the direction that it has to you? When is it most often seen? What kind of home does it make? What kind of sounds does it make? What is its favorite food or prey? What feeds or preys on it? And how does it adapt to seasonal changes? When does it usually mate? And what are the survival adaptations? So I guess that is what's in here. This is a complete dictionary. So if you have an animal, awesome. I would love to hear about that, Jen. Okay, give your husband some attention. See you soon. Thank you for coming by. Love you. So anyway, if you have an animal that you'd like to know something about, tell me, because there's a whole dictionary in here of animals. So like if you have an animal totem that you'd like to know something about, or if you've had reoccurring dreams of an animal and you'd like to know what about it, any info about it, just let me know and I'll read it to you. Because I thought that'd be kind of a cool way to get into something. Otherwise, we could just sit here and chat. It doesn't matter to me. Whatever you guys want to do is fine with me. But I thought it'd be a cool topic. And aw, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jen. Love you, darling. Hey, Bucky. Oh, I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Detective Bucky. He's my new good friend. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Bucky. But I thought it'd be a good topic that we could all discuss. And I lost my bookmark, my other one. There it is. That we could all discuss, and if you guys had any questions about animals, we could get into them. She's so good to me, that Jen. She's so good to all of us, isn't she? Miss Jen. Sorry, I'm making names because I have a drawing going tomorrow, and I want to be sure everybody gets it. So my new huggers are getting in on a drawing for a reading, and my other huggers are getting in back on that drawing for the giveaway because the person who won did not get into contact with me even though I got in contact with them. So we're redoing the giveaway, and I'm doing an extra drawing for my new huggers because they don't qualify for the giveaway. So I'd love that, Bucky. Thank you. Hi, King. Thank you for coming by, Mr. Godlord. I appreciate it so much. Thank you. We were talking about animal spirits, animal totems, I'm sorry. And if you have an animal you want to know more about, throw it out there, anybody. But other than that, we were talking about the drawing tomorrow. I just wanted to be sure. You know, a lot of people were asking if they could get in on it, and I was feeling guilty because I don't think it's fair to put huggers, new huggers in with that group, because there was just a certain amount of people that got to draw from that group, and I think we should keep it that way. But I think my new people should get something too, so I just decided to throw in another. It's not, Pat, but you don't have to be present to win. And you know me, my lives go forever with a drawing, so I'll probably still be on. Shark. I have a giveaway going because the giveaway happened, I think it's been like a week ago. But the person who won, I contacted them twice, let them know if they didn't contact me by today, the giveaway would be tomorrow. They never contacted me, so we're doing the giveaway tomorrow. And then, yeah, I made another drawing so that my new people could get a reading, a full Celtic Cross reading. So, yeah, I think that's fair. My people are good to me. I want to be good back. A little message. Monday through Thursday. Okay. Well, like I said, Pat, I'll still be here, I'm sure. And like I said, also, you don't have to be present to win. If your name's drawn and you win, you win. So, but I do need to know people who want to participate, please. Most of you who are in the Norm clan, I know, want to participate. But if you're not in the Norm clan and you are new, please let me know you want to participate in drawings, because I've had people win and then turn down the win because they didn't really want to participate. Hi, Maritime. Welcome. And then, you know, it puts them on the spot, and I just don't want anybody to feel like they have to turn something down. So if you don't want to participate, it's just easier to let me know you do want to participate in the drawings. That's easier. So you can let me know now, or you can let me know on my Facebook, which is listed in the undercarriage, is what I was going to say, in the information bar or the description bar on all my videos, or at my IG, my Instagram, or on Skype. I'm on Skype under just Lunea. So either way, I know you do, Pat. I know you do. I know Mare does. I know your wife Shauna does. I know the normal plan wants in on it. I just my newcomers, I don't know who wants in on it, and there are some people who didn't, and I didn't know that, and so I just want to be sure people. Look at my new earrings. Aren't those gorgeous? Maritime sent me those. They're just beautiful. I love them. Hi, Marge. Welcome. Yeah, shh, don't say that too loud. I don't have any green on. I'll get pinched. So far, nobody's noticed. I know you do, Marge. Hi, Danilito. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I'm doing great. Okay, Clint, love you. Thank you for stopping by. I so appreciate it. Hope to see you tomorrow. Hi, Seawillow. Good to see you. Glad you're here. We were going through an animal totem book, so if anybody has an animal that they want to know more about as far as it being their totem, throw it out there for me, please, and I'll look it up. Other than that, we're just kind of chatting. Maritime sent me those earrings. Aren't they gorgeous? I put a video up. She sent me some love mail. I got all kinds of stuff. But those earrings are just so beautiful. I opened that package and those earrings kind of fell out. Those and this both fell out, and I was just like, took my breath away. Those earrings are gorgeous, and then this is just, I can't keep it out of my hands. It's in a bag right now because I was painting my nails. I did the purple, guys, like you wanted. did the purple, but this came out. Oh, it's not gonna. This beautiful amethyst sphere. Isn't that gorgeous? So pretty. I love it. Clint is awesome. He is one of my new huggers. Clint is. Oh, wow, a 52 Chieftain. That is awesome. My dad, too. My dad always was working on cars, and he had no boys, so thank you, Mayor. So I was the boy, so I got to work on cars with him. So this girl can work on a slant six like you ain't never seen, and that ain't no lie. Oh, that's cool, Pat. That's fun. That is fun. You guys want to see my book? Want to see the cover? Look, I didn't even wait for your answer. I'm just doing it. Ta-da! Finally. And it's drying good. It's getting there. I'm loving it. I love Tange for showing us how to do this. I'm so excited. Did you, Pat? Are you on Instagram under Lorcan Arias? Did you? That's funny. Yeah, my dad had no boys, so I learned it all. I can change my own oil. I can change my own brake pads. I can, if I have the right car. Now, I can't work on the new cars. Forget it. I can't. I don't even want to learn. My son swears I'm going to learn when I go there. I got to write it down because you know me. You know Candy. You did? Okay, I'll look. Sometimes I don't get a notification. I've noticed that because somebody else today said they followed me, and I looked for them and couldn't find them. So I don't know. I don't know exactly. Maybe I'm just doing it wrong. I'm technically dirt, but I'll look again. I have all this social media I'm trying to keep up on, and it's really difficult. But I did get a picture up today on Instagram. I don't know if anybody saw it, but I had Jen on live in the background, and I took a picture of me with Jen. It was cool. Right, Marge? I'm like, we all want to ride. Drive across the U.S., picking us all up. We all want to ride. Okay, cool. Oh gosh, it's been like a week now, Maritime. Jen has having to notify us all on Skype. It's been like crazy. Danilito, have you hugged me? Because if you did, I need to write you down. It's not notifying me of that either, guys, just so you know. I think I wrote down. Yeah, I wrote him down. Yeah, Lunea's Corner. Lunea's Corner. I tried to keep everything the same. The only thing I couldn't keep the same was Skype. Skype is just Lunea. Okay. And welcome back, Marge. Okay, I just want to make sure I get everybody because I have to fill out. Yes, please like my video. Please, please. I will, I want to be sure I get everybody's name. And you want to be involved in the drawing tomorrow, right? Because I want to be sure I get everybody's name in. I don't want to leave anybody out. That breaks my heart. I'd rather have to chase somebody and redraw than to leave anybody out, honestly. I mean, it's a pain in the rump, but I'd rather do that. To check for cams. Thank you. I don't understand. Check for cams. Names? You mean to check for names? Because I do, but if people aren't unblocking their lock on the subscriptions, their names don't come up. Okay, Jackie. I think I have you. Let me make sure. I'm just going to write it down, and then when I go through them, I can check. And that way I'm not cutting into video time. But I'm pretty sure you're in there. I'm pretty sure I had you in there from last time. Is that what you mean, Marge? Use a subscription page to check on the names? Because the problem with that is if they don't have it unblocked on their end, and I put up two videos on how to unblock it, but I don't think people, either they didn't pay attention or they don't want to unblock it. Sometimes people like it to be private, so if they don't unblock it, their name just doesn't show, and then I don't know they subscribed unless they tell me. Hey, Wild Shadow Menser, welcome. Glad you're here. Yeah, so if they don't unblock it, I can't tell they subscribe to me unless it announces it, and it's not announcing it every time. So oh yeah, it shows mine. It just doesn't show when somebody subscribes to me every time. So I get, yeah, Wild, it's not doing it. It's not giving notifications. I don't know why it's not doing it, but it hasn't been doing it in days. I'm sorry. I'm here. So I'll say again for everybody who just came in case you want to, I have a book here in front of me with animal totems in it, and you can just shout out an animal you're interested in, and I'll read you its attributes if you're interested in doing that. Oh my Lord, it's hot in here. I'm doing great. I'm smothering, but I'm doing great. Yeah, I don't know why they're not doing it, but Jen is having to send hers out over Skype. Is my mic too loud or not loud enough? I've been having trouble with it. Oh. Yeah, that's what I'm having trouble with, Marge, is making sure who's subscribed to me or not. It's been hot here today. It hit like 76, and you got to understand, coming from like 60, 58 to 76, that's hot. Rabbit. All right, let's look at a rabbit. Aw, prairie dog. Rabbit. Cycle of power is year-round on a rabbit. And what they stand for, their keynote is fertility and new life, which we kind of all knew that. I'm trying to see if there's a magical area. The two most common rabbits are cottontail and the jackrabbit. Okay. Some associate fear with the rabbit. It has wonderful abilities for defense. Those with this totem would do well to apply them to their own life. Rabbits often create forms for use of hiding and resting. To create a form, the rabbit scratches a shallow bowl into the earth or grass that is open in front and in back that enables it to escape if necessary. Rabbits people should plan for these possibilities. If a rabbit has shown up, it indicates the need to do some more planning and check those things that you already have set in motion. You do not want to box yourself into a corner. Rabbits have a knack for avoiding being seen. They can freeze, holding perfectly still. They know what movement can be detected from a great distance by many predators. If you are involved in a competition in work or in play, it will be important not to foreshadow your moves. Rabbits are also clever at doubling back, making a quick and rapid turn. And if they need to flee, they can be extremely fast. Learning to shift from freezing to great speed is something that all with this totem should learn. It will aid your success and enable you to take advantage of your opportunities that may only seem present themselves for brief moments. Rabbits are vegetarians, so those with this totem may need to examine what kinds of food they are consuming. For the greatest health and healing, a vegetarian diet, even if only temporary, will strengthen and heal. Rabbits can show you how to recognize the signs around you. It can help you to attune to the lunar cycle and recognize the tides of movement within your life. This, in turn, will enable you to become even more fertile in your own life. Whew. That's kind of cool. That was a cool one. Okay, Mare. See you soon. Tigers. Tigers, tigers, tigers. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mare. You and Marge? Okay. Tigers. R-T. Oop, too far. Tiger. Magical, magical. Okay. In China, the tiger is both a symbol of darkness and the new moon, as well as brightness and the full moon. There are 5 mythic tigers in Chinese lore. The red tiger is the symbol of the south, the summer and fire. The black tiger is the symbol of the north, the winter and water. The blue tiger is the symbol of the east, spring and vegetation. The white tiger is the symbol of the west, autumn and all metals. The yellow tiger is the supreme among all 5 and is the ruler of the earth and all energies upon it. If the tiger has entered your life, you can expect new adventures. It will awaken new passions and powers within life. Expect it to begin 6 to 8 weeks and last for at least a year and a half. Examine what is going on in your life. Do you need more passion for life? Are you expressing your life with passion inappropriately? Has your energy been down? If the tiger shows up, there will begin to manifest new adventures and renewed devotion and a passion for life. That's a cool one. That is a very cool one. Yeah, yellow tiger. That's awesome. The yellow tiger is supreme among all 5, the ruler of the earth and all energies on it. That's too cool. I want to look up bear. Bear, bear, bear. I think I looked at it before, but it's been a long time ago when I first got the book. By far the most outstanding hunter in the bear family is the polar bear. It is the most carnivorous and aggressive of all the bears. It is the top of the food chain and has no enemy other than humans. It feeds to a great degree on seals, and those with this totem should study the qualities of the seal as well. All bears have a great fondness for honey. Honey is the natural sweetness of life. It is usually found in the hive. and located in trees, again reflecting the connection between bear and tree. It is a reminder for those with this totem to go within to awaken their power, but not only by bringing it out into the open and applying it, but only by bringing it out into the open and applying it will the honey of life be tasted. Well, a yellow tiger. I'm getting a tattoo. I don't tell too many people this, and now I'm announcing it on YouTube. I'm getting a tattoo on the back of my calf, and I'm using my sister's, my mother-in-law's, and my mother's ashes in the tattoo, and it's going to be a phoenix. And it's a particular phoenix, not just any phoenix. And I don't think I can take a picture of it and put it on here, but I'll see if I can't do that. But it's because of the battle I've been through with my weight and a few other things, but I'm going to have that put on, and I haven't decided yet for sure, but I thought about having it put on my belly, but I think I have too many scars. Hey Judy, welcome. Good to see you, girl. So yeah, I'm getting I don't know how soon I'm getting it. I'm trying to work up the courage because it's going to be big. But on my calf, I'm getting a tattoo. Thank you. Thank you, Danilito. Yeah. I have tattoos. I have one on my shoulder that's a moon and a star. I think I've shown it before. Oh, you can't see it. And I can't. Sorry, my shirt won't allow it. I think I've shown it before, though. A phoenix represents rising from the ashes, like, it dies, and then it catches on fire, it dies, and then it comes up from the ashes to new birth. It rebirths itself from its own ashes. So it basically it dies and then comes right back from its own death. So it just symbolizes a new beginning, a rebirth, and starting over. And I don't know if you saw my video, but I've kind of been through a big change in my life. I've lost 226 pounds now altogether. And although I did have surgery, it was a long road and a terribly huge psychological battle, but I did it. And so I have that, and I have a few other things that I've come through in the last few years that have been really big. So I want that tattoo really bad, and I want my mom and I can send it to Canada, Marge. I can send it to anywhere. I'm quite willing to do that. But I'm going to have my mom and my sister and my mother-in-law in there because they all went through quite a bit in their lives too, and I think it's just symbolic. What do you want to get, Pat? I agree. Exactly, Linda, exactly. That's my thought. Yeah, 226. If you, I think one of my videos shows me holding up the driver's license of me when I was really big. If you look at that video, it kind of tells the whole story and shows my driver's license of when I was really big. Because I was big. I was so big I could not walk. I had congestive heart failure. I had severe diabetes. I had so much wrong with me. I literally couldn't walk. I had a big walker with a chair in it. I could take about 6 steps and have to sit down. It was bad. Yeah, weight is a terrible, hard thing to get through. And when you get the surgery, you think, oh, yay, I had the surgery. I'm going to lose weight. But the surgery doesn't cure your mind and the reason that you ate to begin with. So it's a big psychological battle. It's a well, in lack of a better term, it's a mind fuck. It's bad. It's bad, and you go through a tremendous amount of psychological warfare in yourself, and It's a lot to get through. It's a lot to get through. But you come out the other end and you're a better person, you're healthier, and you live. I mean, they told me I'd never see 50, and I'm 53. So I beat the odds by 3 years now, and every year that goes by, I get to count another year. So it's kick-ass. Thank you so much, Donatello. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you all. Yes, I'm very proud. I'm a very proud girl. So I want my Phoenix. I deserve it. It'll happen, but they're expensive. It's just water tonight, guys. I promise. Yeah, those big tattoos are expensive, so. Judy asked me a question. What'd I miss? Oh, the Phoenix. Spirit animal and a totem animal the same? No, they're not. And I'll tell you the difference because it tells me. Okay. Where to go? Totem animals. I'm going to find the definition here right quick because I gave it a minute ago. Where to go? Maybe it's in the spirit part. No, that's past it. Sorry. I had all the pages marked and then I took them out, and I don't know why I did that, but I did. A totem animal is the animal that I can't find it, but a totem animal is the animal that you feel like mine is the bear and the toad. It's the animal. No, it's not any different. Let me see if I can't find out what they say. Awakening to your spirit totems. No, they're not any different. They're the same. The reality of spirit beings and their assistance to those on the physical plane has been part of every major religion. The Greeks spoke to spirits and the gods through oracles. The Bushmen of Africa developed spirit ritual and myth and movements and activities of animals such as the eland and mantis. The Native Americans imitated animals in dance and ritual to establish links with the spirit realm. No, they're the same thing. Belief in the spiritual realms of life and all of its varied manifestations is universal. The most common belief in many societies is that spiritual guides often use animals or animal imagery to communicate their purpose to humans. So no, they're the same exact thing. Animal spirit guides and spirit totems are the same thing. Yeah, most of us, well, according to this book, what animals always have fascinated you could have been. But the thing they say at the end here is that you need to pay attention to what frightens you, what's ever bitten you or attacked you, what you dream about the most, and to remember always that your spirit animals, your totem animals change. They don't always stay the same. You may have one or two that have been rooted since childhood, but they change, and when a new animal comes in, it has something to teach you, and it won't necessarily stay. But at the moment that it comes in, it has something to teach you, and you need to pay attention to it. So, like we were saying earlier, if you happen to see a raven for, consecutively over and over for a few weeks or a few months, you're always seeing ravens, there's a reason. You need to look into why that is. Why are you seeing that raven? What does it have to teach you? So you might want to get a book like this so that you can look it up. What am I seeing a raven for? What does it have to teach me? Or if you're seeing, in the neighborhood you live in, there's no cats, and all of a sudden you're seeing cats left and right, then somehow a cat's got something to teach you. Yeah, you'll feel drawn to your totem animal. Yes. Yeah, I agree, Donatello. I agree. Danilito. I want to get that right, and I'm. I wish I was at your house, Pat, about the rook. Let's see if it has a rook. R-O. It has a raven, and it has a loon, a grouse, a goose, a cowbird, a cock, a chickadee, a cardinal. What I'm not seeing is a crow, a flicker, a finch, a crow. Yeah, not a rook. A rook is a big crow. Okay. Let's get to the magic part. Okay. This connection. Crows have always Crows always have a sentinel posted. They build their nests high in treetops so that they can see the entire area in which they are living and feeding. Occasionally, crows have been seen attacking and killing one of their own. There arose, there arose an old belief that the crow being attacked was a sentinel who failed. It may also be a reminder of what can happen if we're not watching for magic and creation every day. Watchfulness warns other crows and other animals of intruders and threats, human and animal. They have been observed raising a ruckus when hunters are around, warning a deer and other birds. They recognize possible dangers and always post lookouts when feeding, which is their most vulnerable time. This ability to warn is connected to the crow's second most noticeable characteristic, its voice. This is not the magic part. Hang on a sec. Crows have a great mythology about them. This can reflect not only past life connections to those times and cultures, but it can also reflect some of the archetypal forces that it can connect with us. As with many animals, crows have also been known to predict tornadoes, rain, and other changes in weathers by the way that they fly. Working with a crow can help you to see how the winds are going to blow into your life and how to adjust your own flights. Crows have long been considered magical, and my grandfather once told me that even finding a dead crow was a sign of good luck. We have spoken of crows and their link to the Greek and Roman mythology, but they have appeared in others as well. In China, a three-legged sun crow was worshipped. It was the symbol of solitude. To the Athapascan Indians of Alaska, a crow in the form of a raven was the creator of the world. To the Celts, the crow was also associated with creation. In biblical lore, the prophet Elijah was fed by ravens and crows while hiding in the wilderness. In Norse tradition, the god Odin had two ravens who were his messengers. Whenever crows are there, there is magic. There are symbols of creation. They are our symbols of creation and spiritual strength. They remind us to look at opportunities to create and manifest the magic of life every day. They are messengers calling to us about the creation and the magic that is alive within our world, every day and available to us every day. There you go. That's a cool one. My daughter has I'm going to tell you what it's called right now, a sand python? Sand python? I think that's what it's called. They don't get very big. It's about that big. But they don't get huge like the other ones. Is it a python or a constrictor? It's a constrictor. It's a Nigerian sand constrictor. That's what it's called. Aw. Nigerian sand boa? Maybe that's what it's called. I don't know. I don't know what it's called. I know it grabs the mouse and curls around it and squeezes it to death. Oh, well, now you know. You need to bring more magic into your life every day. You need to create more magic in your life every day and bring yourself spiritual strength. So maybe you need to be working more on your spiritual stuff and bringing more magic into your life each day. Good to see you, Wild. Thank you so much for stopping by, Seattlemancer. Have a good one. Hit the like button on your way out, please. That's cool, though, that you've been seeing one every day. We have a couple that live right here at the crossroads, which I think is the coolest thing. Because we have a four-way crossroads right here. We're on the corner. And then right behind us, there's a house right behind us, and then right there's a three-way crossroads. And right at that three-way, there's two crows all the time. They're just always there, and I think that is the coolest thing. So cool. Because they're signs of Hecate as well. Well, so are the dogs, but they're also signs of Morrigan, the Morrigan. But the fact that they're at that crossroads makes me think more of Hecate, and I think that's too cool. Because they're always there. My Lord, it is so hot in here. So, Pat is drinking some drink. I think so. I don't know what that is, so I'm assuming I don't. Is there another name for it, Marge? Gain thinness video content? Gain thinness. Oh, you mean weight-wise. I thought you meant on my OBS. Okay, like for spells, you mean? Because yes, I do have some things like that I could put out. Oh, I thought I just felt my nail polish strip, and I thought, are you kidding me? But yes, I do have some weight loss type stuff, you mean, that I could put out. Hey Reba, welcome. Good to see you. Is that what you meant, Marge? Weight loss type stuff? Gain, thinness, not weight loss. I understand what you mean by that. I thought you meant a gain of video content, like on my OBS system, my recording system. So I was looking for it. I was like, do I have anything like that? I told you, I'm not all there. Yes, you're right, it is. Definitely is the way of saying it. And yes, I actually do. I could do something like that. Would you like me to? because I can definitely do that, but I have to make it, I have to put it on my, I have a little book of subjects I'm supposed to be doing things on, so I'll add that to my list. I have so much stuff to get out, and I have requests in. And I have requests in that I'm supposed to be getting out, and I'm trying so hard. I got one out today, or two. I don't remember. Maybe two, for my requests. But I'm trying to get them out there. It's just so hard trying to pack and trying to do my book and trying to get the cleaning in the house done and trying to, we got a room we're setting up and just, yeah, I'm frazzled a bit. Hi, Jomaki, thank you, welcome. My book of subjects, that's what it is, my list of subjects. And I keep putting things at the end. And then the other day I did a live, and I kind of covered a few topics on that live instead of doing one live covering all the topics, because they were too short to do one live each, you know what I mean? So I tried to cover a few of the topics in one live, and we were just chit-chatting and having a drink anyway, so it was a good time to do it. Oh, thank you, Marge. That's not a bad idea at all. I think it's a good idea, especially if I could cover the psychological part, because I think that was hell, and that would be nice to help with. Yes, I think that's a great idea. I wrote it down so that I could definitely do that, because I think that's a good idea. Hey, Redman, welcome. Good to see you. Thank you for coming by. Hit my like button, guys, please. I appreciate that. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And let me know you did, so that I can get you in the drawing coming up tomorrow. So we have a drawing for a giveaway that we're doing, and that's for people who were in already, and then the other drawing is for people who are newer, and that drawing will be for a free reading. So, and I was all set up to do a reading tonight, and then I had to put it off for just 20-30 minutes, and then my person said they were just too tuckered out to do it tonight anyway, so that's okay. I have another one to do later, so it'll work. Hey, Dangerous Eyes, how you doing, darling? I'm good. We are talking about totem animals. We're really just chit-chatting, but in between, people are throwing about animals they'd like to know about. Wow, I just saw something I want to look at again. And prayer sticks and staffs. Throwing about animals they'd like to know about that might be their totem animals or their spirit animals that they'd like some more info on and how they work that way, and I'm reading them up. That's all we're really doing, that and chit-chatting. So if there's an animal you're interested in, or that you think is your totem animal and you'd like to know a little more about it, just throw it up there and I'll read what I can. I'm just reading the magical parts. I'm not reading like all their habits and what they do and how they live and what they eat and all that. I'm just reading the parts that relate to the totem part. Excuse me. So, it's too big spell cabinet. Are you talking to me, Redman? So I have the one on this side, that's a herbal cabinet. And then I have the one right behind me, that's a rock crystal cabinet. And then, hey Seth. And then I have the bottom of that one, has some more herbs in it. Most of the herbs are packed now. They're just mostly jars that need to be packed. So yeah, I have a lot of cupboards. That's nothing. I have one there that's full of candles. I have a little shelf over here full of stuff, and my altar there, and an altar there, and an altar here, and I have a mess in this room, and I have to get packing. How can you find your totem animal? So according to this, there are 7 things that you can pay attention to. So the 7 things are which animal or bird has always fascinated you and that you're drawn to the most. So that's one. Especially when you were a kid, when you were young, what was the number one animal that you were most anxious to go see at the zoo, or which one visited your dreams the most as a child? Um, those are the ones that normally stick with you all the way through your life. And then, what animals do you see most frequently when you're out in nature? That's another way. Of all the animals in the world, which ones are you most interested in now? Because those normally have something to teach you at this moment. They don't always stay, but they normally have something to teach you, like right now. And that can be in the city too, not just in nature. Um, what animals are you most frightened of? That normally has something to do with the totem animal. Have you ever been bitten or attacked by an animal? Here's a cool one. Historically, it is said that a shaman who survived an attack, historically, if a shaman survived an attack, it was believed that the animal that was the shaman's spirit totem, and the attack was the totem's way of testing the shaman's ability to handle the power. I think that is so cool. Also, here's one. Uh, what animal frightens you? That which we fear the most is often something we can learn to come to terms with. When we do that, then it becomes a power. Some shamans believe that fears will take the shape of animals, and only when we confront them without fear do their powers or medicine work for us instead of against us. Such an animal then becomes a shadow totem. I thought that was the coolest thing. Anyway, yeah, those are the ways you tell what your totems are. And if you don't know what your totems are after all of those things being said, then the way you tell what your totems are you meditate on it. You ask at night before you go to sleep, you ask that they come to you in a dream. You just ask, hey, can my animal guides please come to me in a dream? And it may take you 4 or 5 nights. It may take longer. A lot of times, when you're trying to communicate with your spirit guides, whether they be animals or spirits, leave a little dish of water or a little cup of water on your side table. An offering. They like that. They like to have an offering. Some people leave alcohol, but personally, when I'm trying to communicate with my guides and I can't seem to get back in the groove, when I've kind of left it for a while and I can't seem to get it back, I just leave a little dish of water as an offering, and I ask them to please come to my dreams. And that always seems to work for me. Water always seems to work for me. So I would assume that contacting your spirit guides would be exactly your spirit animal guides would be exactly the same way. Just leave a little dish of water, and it may take a few days. It usually can take at least 3 or 4 days. Sometimes it's right off the bat. You never know. It just depends on how aligned your energy is. But I would try that, Seth, if you're not sure by any of these measures what your totem might be, then I would try leaving a dish of water and asking them at night to come to your dreams. I would try that for sure. You were attacked by snakes when you were a kid. Well, then I would assume, Danilito, that I would assume that snakes are probably your totem, at least one of them. I would assume that. Excuse me a sec. I'm getting a funky smell, and there's nowhere it could be coming from, so it's um, kind of weird. Kind of cool, but kind of weird. Yeah, I mean, it can't hurt anything, right, Seth? It can never hurt anything. You do, Red Man. I didn't know that. That's cool. And the owl is your guardian. That's awesome. Oh my God. My herb cabinet is it's just a jumble of jars right now because I took all my herbs out Well, I've got almost all of them out, and they're. I'll show you where they are. You wouldn't believe how heavy they can get, but they're all in here in baggies. This is not all of them, but it's the majority of what was in that cupboard. Well, in the cupboard, not in the drawers. There's a ton more in the drawers, but that is. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too, Mare. That's exactly what I was thinking, honestly. Oh, you're so welcome, Danilito. Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome. So what Red Man is wind talking, if you don't mind? Actually, Red Man, I have a little lady, a little older lady that lives in my home that I've been trying to coax into that doll. I'll show you. I have a spirit doll I've been working on for a couple of days now, trying to coax her into moving into this doll. And so that's what I think is going on. I think she's in my room at this moment, and I'm kind of elated about that because I've been trying to get her to come into this doll. And so if she's in my room, she's that much closer. So that's a good thing, actually. And that's really what I think it is. Honestly, that's what I think it is. I'm going to sit right there sitting pretty. So yeah, that's really what I think it is. No, it wasn't a funky smell. It was a perfumey. It was a good smell, but it was funky because I didn't expect it. But it's what I usually smell in the kitchen, which is where where Victoria hangs out. And so I got a cold burst of wind, and then I got that smell. And it's the same smell I smell in the kitchen. It's just that I didn't expect to smell it in here. So I think that Veronica is moving into the bedroom and maybe moving closer to the doll, which is what I've been working on for the last couple of days. So it's good news. It's actually good. It's really good news. You're so disorganized. Danilito. I'm not that great organized, honestly. They're not. It's not like I keep them in alphabetical order. I put the biggest ones in the biggest jars, and they sit where they can sit on the shelf. And the littlest ones go in the littlest jars, and they go on the bottom so that I can actually read them. So I'm not at all organized. They're just kind of thrown in that cupboard as they fit. But oh, that's weird, Pat. Oh, wind talking, Redman. That's interesting. Archon magic. Is it said Archon or Archon? Archon? Oh no, it was nothing like that. It was very perfumey, very much like my kitchen smells. Um, Victoria Marie is a little entity that we have that lives in the kitchen. She frequents the kitchen, and I'm trying to get her to move into the spirit doll, the doll that I bought for her spirit, so that when we go, I can take her because she's extremely lonely, and I just want to move her with us. Um, my daughter thinks I'm crazy for that, but I think she's really lonely here, and I think the next person that moves in may not be as kind as we are to spirits. So I just want to take her with me before somebody shoos her out into the ethers. She's not ready to move on. So I just think that I just want to take her with me till she is ready to move on and then help her with that. So, wow, Arcane Magic. That's very awesome. I work with my guardians and I work with my ancestors, but not in any way that we call it wind magic. It's just, I don't know what you call it. It's just magic. conjuring, I guess. Wow, that's beautiful, Redman. Oh, thank you, Danielito. Thank you. I just feel bad for her. She's very unhappy and very lonely, and I just don't want to leave her behind. She's been with us 2.5 years now, so she's kind of become part of the family. And I bought this doll specifically for that. So right, raw. Okay. Yes, they do. They do, Donalito. I work a lot of for years I called myself a hedge witch, and I worked primarily with herbs and some kitchen magic, but primarily with herbs and hedge writing, spirit world work. And then I started picking up vibes about using. I had heard about graveyard dirt. I had heard about bones in workings, and started picking up on that kind of stuff, and kind of started picking up things here and there. I got some cemetery dirt, some graveyard dirt. I didn't know what to do with it, but I had it. Excuse me. And I got some bank dirt, and I knew that was used in money work, so I used it, even though I wasn't, and I didn't use it correctly, but I used it. And I had gotten some hospital dirt. I knew that was used for health, and I used it in some workings for myself with the psychological stuff and the weight loss. And so I was incorporating it. I just wasn't really incorporating it and didn't really know how. And then I started watching other people's videos, Lady Grave Dancer and Jen and Sunshine Morning Ray and Raven Flower, and just an array of people I started watching and totally learning that although I still consider myself a hedge witch, I'm an eclectic hedge witch. So I'm very into the different realms of magic. So I couldn't just call myself a hedge witch anymore. By far, I couldn't just call myself that anymore. I'm sorry, I need to check this, because if it's my son and I don't, and he's planning on calling, he'll certainly call right in the middle of our live, and he doesn't like doing that. Yes, that's exactly what I did, Pat. I sat in the kitchen with her and explained exactly my intention, and I sat with her for about 20 minutes, and then I left the doll in there, and I felt no change. So I brought the doll back in here. I let her know that the doll would be in here if she was at all interested, because she does travel through the house. She just doesn't. She stays in the kitchen, but she does travel through the house. I mean, she's opened the front door when it's locked. She has, things get moved around here and there. Not like in a mischievous way or anything, but like I'll have my paint sitting on this side of my desk, and when I come in, it's over here. So or toppled. So it happens. It is just not mischievous or in a bad way. It's just she's here. She lets her presence be known. So I let her know that doll would be in here, and she's more than welcome to join it. And that when we move, I'd like to take her with us, and then she could have a kitchen again. And so, and then I smell her. So I kind of think that's maybe what she's doing, is just moving closer to the doll. So we can hope. All graveyard dirt is, if you think about the planet, is over 5. Well, that's true too. That's true too. I think unless you're getting it off your relatives, from your relatives, and that's kind of what I'm planning on doing. And I'm going to take everybody with me when that happens. Yes, Lady Grave Dancer. She is absolutely amazing, and so she's really good at teaching, and I like her because she's very matter of fact. This is how I do it. I'm not telling you to do it this way. Please add your own spin, but this is the way I do it. And I love her for that, because she lets you know that you kind of need to do it your own way, which is cool, because a lot of people think they read a recipe in a book, they have to follow the recipe. as far as, well, even cooking. I don't follow recipes like that. But a lot of people think when you're making like her death oil, that you can't make it if you don't have the jaw of the goat, and that's just not the fact. The fact is you don't have to have exactly everything she put in it. Put your own twist on it, and that's what I hope people do when they watch anything I make, is that they put their own little twist on it and their own little intention way of doing things and their own, you know, herbs. That's why I don't ever usually say exactly what herbs I use, or I don't like when I was talking about rolling that candle, I just said herbs and resins. I didn't like specify what herbs or what resins, because first of all it was a real spell, but second of all because um, I want people to do that on their own. You know what I mean? I don't want it to be like something they need to follow. So I love that about Lady Gravedancer, that she's like, this is how I do it, but I want you to do it your way. I love that about her. And Morning Sunshine Ray, she's awesome. I hate that she left, and I hope she comes back soon. And I am itching for Lady Gravedancer to put a new video out. I know she's kind of taking breaks in between, and I totally understand she has a life, but damn it. Oh, I know she does. I've watched every one of her videos multiple times. Yeah, I've watched. That's where I learned about all the actual ins and outs of it, because I was doing it wrong. I was doing things wrong, and that's where I learned. Her and Jen are where I learned the actual real ways of doing things. That's awesome, Redman. That's so awesome. I have two, Donalito, and no, she hasn't. She left YouTube quite a while back, like about 8 or 9 months ago, and she's put up a couple of other videos that were from a different channel that she did. She put those up, but she hasn't herself been on YouTube in months. And I don't know, honestly, that she ever is coming back. She did leave a message on my first video, because we're friends on YouTube, I mean on Facebook, and talk to her once in a while. Yeah, she's amazing, Pat. Um, and I do chat with her once in a while, and she did say on my first video, it makes me think about coming back, or something to that effect. You can watch my first video and see what she said, but she left a comment on there about something about getting back in the YouTube game or something. So there's hope. I mean, I hope, but but I don't know that she ever will. I don't know that she ever will. I sure miss her though. I love her bubbly attitude and her huggles. I love her so much. Yeah, I miss her. She's a sweetheart. And she was just like us. She just really liked Lady Gravedancer, and they happened to get connected somehow and hit it off and became friends. And that's just so cool. And there are so many witches in Texas. I didn't realize how many until I started kind of like looking into it. And then Jen's going to Texas, and I'm going to Texas, and somebody else is going to Texas, I just read the other day. So it's like Texas is just becoming this. And it's so funny, my daughter-in-law, she was telling me that today, she said, Mom, and she talks with the Texan accent, not super thick or heavy, but she does have it. She said, y'all got to be careful when you come here, because it's a bunch of Bible thumpers, and I don't want you to get in any trouble, because I know how you are. And I just told her, honey, I don't care what people think. If you don't care what people think, I don't care what people think. But if you're worried about it, because we're going to be with them for a while in their house. I said, but if you're worried about it, I'll keep it under wraps. I don't have any problem with that for you. But personally, I don't give a rat's thumb what anybody thinks. I just don't. No, I can't imagine, Redmond. I can't imagine. It really is, isn't it, Donalito? It really is. Yeah, I can't imagine that. Redman, I can't imagine that. I know there are two great things about me moving to. There are many great things. Number one being that I'll be closer to my son. Uh, that I'll get to be with my son, who's been in Texas for years, and I haven't. I mean, I've got to see him maybe, oh, I don't know, 4 times, 5 times in the last 5 or 6 years, maybe 6 years, and so that's the number one. Um, Another good thing is that Jen's going to be in the state. We're actually going to get to interact because we're going to be not very far from one another, so that's going to be cool. Um, but Louisiana is right there, and Salem is right there, and I get to go to both, and that is going to be just a dream come true. And so Salem is kick-ass. Don't get me wrong. I can't wait to go to Salem. It's going to be awesome. But I also know that it's become very touristy. So as far as that part goes, I probably am going to stay away from most of that. I want to see the houses. I want to see the cemeteries. Lady Grave Dancer recommends one there. Yes, I know there is the one in Salem, but she recommends another one, and I like to go to that one. And then my biggest dream is to go not just to New Orleans, but to walk through those cemeteries there. I cannot wait. You guys know I'm a cemetery freak. I can't wait to walk through those cemeteries there. I can't wait. Those big, beautiful crypt. I can't imagine what that's going to be like. I just can't imagine the energy, the excitement, I just can't imagine what that's going to be like. The spirits, is that who you're talking about, Redmond? Will teach you if you focus your chakra. The only spiritual city on the. Oh, is it? Casa Casadaga. Casadaga. Where is that? Where is that near? Casadaga. And what is it? What is it? What's the history of it? What is it like? Casadaga. I'm anxious to hear about it because I've never even heard of it. So it's got to be cool. Casadega. Casadega. Most of the dinosaurs are relocated to another planet, some are underground, etc. Okay, I don't necessarily doubt that. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Donalito. I appreciate that. I I have a lot of people that I know that believe very much in other planets and the ability to actually relocate people and things. And I don't know about the whole underground thing, but I know there's an entire belief system built around the thought that the Antarctica is full of underground life. Casadega, Casadega is a small unincorporated community located in Volusia County, Florida, United States, just north of Deltona. It is especially known for having a large number of psychics and mediums. Oh, that's cool. Mediums, and has consequently been named for the psychic capital of the world. Oh my gosh, I never even heard of it. That's crazy. That's awesome. I've heard that before, Redman. I really have. I think I read it somewhere. That is too cool. I'd love to go check that out. What I miss? You and Jennifer and Alex. Hey. Oh, Jennifer and Alex are here? Or we're all going to be in Texas? Hey, I am going to get to learn from the master himself how to grow something. Is that cool or what? I am so damn excited. I can't wait. I can't wait. And the goats? Ah, I'm going to get to meet the goats. Well, I don't blame him for that, because our society will do anything to extinction. I mean, we've proven that time and again. Just saying. It's a terrible thing, but it is a truth. I mean, I just heard somewhere that they made the law, they reinstated the law that it was legal to bring elephant ivory back in the U.S. again. I just read that somewhere. I don't know how true it is because, again, I just read it, and you got to be careful about what you read on the internet. But I did just read that. And if that is true, it's a damn criminal travesty. It should never have happened. And if it did, I am outraged because that is just pitiful. Dino County, huh? Dino or Dino? I've heard that before, Radman. You see this? I'm getting a cold sore. And you know what, guys? It's all from being dehydrated. I'm telling you, drink your water, drink your fluids, because it is. It's from being dehydrated. I went like 3 days without drinking water. Well, I drank it, but I didn't drink enough of it. Yeah, Donatello. Danilito. Ah, I keep doing it. Yeah, it's a damn shame. If that's true, it's a tragedy. I don't know how they could make that law again, but it's pathetic. It's pathetic if they did, that's for sure. I don't know how they could, but you never know. On a lighter note, so what are you guys all doing? What's everybody doing while you're looking at me and typing? What do you guys got going on? Oh, excuse me. I am anxiously awaiting tomorrow. I can't wait to actually be able to mail the package because I'm so excited about who gets it. And I'm praying, pay attention, I am praying you will Skype me or do a video so that I can see when you open it. I'm praying. I want to be there. I so want to be there. I think it'd be so cool. Danielito. 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 Danny. Oh, that's so much easier. Pat's cleaning up the kitchen. I did that today. Earlier. Danielito. Don't say that. You make me want one. I'm a terrible person, I know, but I smoke. We will see a return of the gods. I agree with that, Redman. I do agree with that. Oh my gosh. I I do agree we'll see a return of the gods in some form or another. I think that there will be some type of something. I don't know necessarily that it will be physical, because I'll be honest with you, I don't know that how much of the physical part of it I believe in, but I do believe very much in spirit and spiritual. Um, I believe, well, you guys all know, I believe in a source, a major source of God power, and I believe that our gods and goddesses come to us in the forms that we need them to come to us, and so that's kind of how I believe. So I don't know how much of it will be physical, but I do believe the gods will return. I definitely believe that. I have many plants today outside while listening to the Jen. Ah. Oh, awesome. Well, thank you, Jackie. I appreciate that. Ah. Oh, you're both terrible. See, you know what I do when I can't take it is I lean way over here. Like so. And then I do that. And then I'm done. And that's what I do when I can't take it. And then I'm all finished and I'm good to go. A hedge witch is a witch who doesn't abide by any reeds or rules. She is very solitary, kind of makes up her own. Every hedge witch is unique because they all make up their own kind of way of doing things. All of them work with herbs. Most of them gather on their own if they can and grow on their own. And all of them, what they have in common is walking the hedge or flying the hedge. And so the hedge is the line between this world and the spirit world. And so I work a lot with spirit. So I walk that hedge. I work in this world magically, and I work in the spirit world magically. So that's the basics, and that's a very, very, very quick explanation of a hedge witch. Oh, that's cool. Sorting beads in jars. That sounds fun. Oh, thank you, Red Man. My daughter bought me this shirt, and to be quite honest with you, it's a little too big, but I love it. It's comfy. And it's super long. It's really super long. It's more like a dress than a shirt, but it's very comfy. I appreciate that. I and for years I was solely a hedge witch. That's all I did was work with herbs, work with some foods. I always, every part of my day is magic. If I cook a meal, it's a magical meal. Everything I do is magic. So when I say I worked in the kitchen as well, I do work in the kitchen. I always work in the kitchen. I work everywhere I do, I'm working magic. But when I say I worked in the kitchen, meaning that when I did any type of brews or potions or any of that was always done in the kitchen, because I didn't have any way of doing it elsewhere for the longest time. And now I do. So I did a lot of work in the kitchen, but now I do a lot of my work in my room. So I have a little work table over there. I have my desk, and I have candles at every station because you never know where I'm going to work. But hedge witching, a lot of it is herbal work, and a lot of it is growing. And so I actually have a greenhouse in California because it doesn't get humid enough here to grow anything. It does. It's a beautiful place to grow things, and I shouldn't say that, but it gets, where I'm at in Northern California, it gets so hot, and it dries your plants out before they can get enough moisture to be humid. So a greenhouse really works well. But again, it gets so hot that it dries the plants out. So you got to be constantly spraying, constantly keeping everything soaking wet. So it's difficult to grow plants here. in a greenhouse or outside of one just because it's so hot in Northern California. I mean, we get days that are kind of up to 114 sometimes, but our average is 106 to 110 in the summer. In the spring, we're still in the 80s to the 90s, just depending. So it's just hot here. When we go to Texas, it's also hot in Texas where we're going to be. The difference is the humidity is like 80 something percent to much higher than that. So plants grow and thrive there. So the growing there is going to be much easier. So I can get rid of my greenhouse. I actually gave my greenhouse to Heather Foley, so she's very excited. So am I. I live in California, Northern California. Yeah, you know, Jackie, sometimes it takes a long time for us to figure out. It is a lot like that. Danielito. I'm gonna get it, Danny. Oh, I do too. Thank you. You can see my scar with this shirt on. I don't know if you can see it or not, but from my recent surgery, you can see my scar. I'm proud of that scar. I worked very hard at getting better from that scar. Aw, thank you, Danny. Yeah, that's exactly how it is in California. Oh, you're close, Jackie. Um, San Jose is, well, San Francisco is about 3 hours from us because that's where I was going for a lot of my surgery. After my weight loss, I went there for a lot of surgeries. So to San Francisco. So San Jose is not that far from us. It's probably actually, no, it's not closer, but it's not that far from us. And so you're not far at all. My favorite magic, that's hard. That's hard because I love herbal magic, but I love candle magic. So that's a hard question. I like combining the two. So I do a lot of herbal candle magic, honestly. And hmm, favorite magic. Okay, I think my favorite magic for myself is candle herbal candle magic together. But I love I love making spells for other people out of herbs. So either magical incense or magical sachets. I love to make herbs for other people. So I love it. Like I miss the days when people used to order spells from me because I really really enjoyed making herbal incense and herbal spells for other people. Just because there's nothing cooler than the feedback. It's just so awesome to get that feedback and hear how they went for them, you know. And I don't get to hear that a lot anymore, but I love candles and herbs together. Yeah, there's just nothing better, Jackie. It's so cool. And conjure. I love conjure. It's hard. It's hard to pick a favorite because I do so much of it every day. I think if I had to pick just one, I would get really bored. I love my oils, and I guess the candle herbal magic means I get to use all of it. I get to use my oils, I get to use my herbs, I get to use my resins, and I get to use my candles. So if I had to say one, that's probably why I would say that one because I get to use so much at one time. But I think I would get bored if I couldn't do. I mean, you're just talking about magic. You're not taking away the hedge riding and the working with my ancestors because I don't do any of that without my ancestors and my goddess present. I mean, I call in my elements, my goddess, and my ancestors for everything I do. My God, it's hot in here. Yeah. And you know, I'm a water sign. I'm a Cancer, so I'm a water sign. But my draw is more to fire and earth. Well, I don't know that I can say that because I miss the ocean. I grew up by the ocean, and I miss the ocean so much. And now we're moving back to the ocean, so I'm elated. So I'm pretty balanced, I think. I'm fairly balanced with my elements because fire, earth, and water. Not so much air. I'm not really balanced with air. Um, I'd say fire and earth the most. Definitely fire. Oh, that's cool. That's cool, Danny. Well, and Jackie, that's me too. I really lean a lot towards sympathetic magic, but um, I'll do what I need to do. You know, we're witches for a reason, and that's kind of how I feel. I don't have any hesitation doing what I need to do. None. I can explain a spell that worked a little too well. I can tell you one that worked a little too well. I did a banish spell on someone who is close. This person is close to someone who is this person who is close to me. So I didn't do the banishing on the person that's close to me. I did it on this person. But I worded it wrong. So it was a candle magic banishing, or a binding actually. It wasn't a banishing, it was a binding. Excuse me. So I bound this person who was close to this person who was close to me. And when I bound her, I said, bind her and all those around her. Meaning, not in the sense that it was taken, but meaning all those that could do harm to me by her, I bind them. Well, I said her and all those around her. So her and the person that I cared very much about who was close to me are bound. And so, yes, it works because now this person that was very close to me is not as close to me anymore. So I have to pull that spell and I have to demolish it and I have to either redo it differently or just get rid of it altogether. So, yes, magic works. Magic works very well. And depending on how strong your intention is, it can get extremely strong. And that was not a hugely intended spell. I mean, I wasn't like out for blood or anything. I just wanted to be left alone. I'm glad you're having fun, Danny. That's awesome. I'm just trying to catch up here. You know, I can read candle wax once it melts. Not sure how that came to be, but oh, you know, Jackie, I've read of people who can do that. I'm not one who can do that. Magic really work, and can you explain candle magic? And Redman, I have a video up of so I did a dedication of these pillar candles that I have up, but that's not really candle magic. I have a video up though. I think it's my I don't know, but I have a video up of me doing candle magic, an actual candle spell. But I can give you a kind of a quick explanation. And I'm going to drop everything while I'm at it. So this is when I was starting to do and changed my mind. It's a I got to turn my camera on so I can see. Turn it around so I can see. So it's a pillar a chime candle, and you can see that it's got herbs and such on it. And I use a cloth. On one side it says herbs, and on the other side it says dirt, so that I don't get them mixed up. And I lay my herbs out. I oil my candle, and then I roll my candle in the herbs or the dirt, depending on what I'm doing. And then I roll the candle in it. And the whole time that I'm doing that, I'm holding an intention for what I'm trying to achieve. Or I do it afterwards usually. Honestly, I do it afterwards. But at any rate, I get the intention into the candle for what I'm trying to achieve. and then I put it in a, don't have one handy. It depends. If I'm doing it on a, like if I've done a jar magic, if I did a jar magic, I'll melt the bottom of that candle and I'll stick it right on top of the jar and I'll burn the candle. And it's to seal the magic into the jar after I've put my intention into the jar, of course. So that's candle magic on with jar magic. Or I'll just burn the candle in a holder. Do the same thing, melt the bottom, stick it to the candle holder, and then burn the candle. And I try to use matches when I'm doing candle magic and not a lighter. I don't know particularly why that's important, but I learned it from Lady Grave Dancer, so I do it. She's the queen of witchcraft, in my opinion. So if she says it, I do it if I can, or if I agree with it. I shouldn't say if she says it, I do it, because it's not necessarily true. But if it's something like that, I can agree with. I don't see why I shouldn't do that. If she thinks it's important, then I'm going to follow it. So, but that's kind of the gist of a candle magic, a quick candle magic idea. It didn't so much backfire, it just worked too good. It was my own fault, my own wording. You have to be really careful how you word something, because it's all encompassing, and when you use you and all those around you, you're going to get all those around them, including the ones you care about. So you need to be, it's my own fault. I wasn't specific enough, and I used a general word. And I'll be honest with you, it was that, and I was in a hurry because we were going to a concert. So I was just like, get this done, get this done, get this done. I got to leave, I got to leave, I got to leave. And that was just foolish, all on my end. And that's why you really need to take your time and pay attention to your candle magic, because, yeah. Was what I miss. Now, see, that's something I got to be honest. I haven't. I haven't gotten enough into the Santeria to know enough about it, and that's the honest truth. I need to really kind of check into it, because I think there's probably things about it I would enjoy, but I haven't gotten to. Yeah, Red Mag, go check that out, because I think you'd enjoy it. And I do use sulfur. I use it especially for protection and going around my house. I use quite a bit of sulfur going around my house. Can you read the candle bottles / wax? I saw an interesting video by Hoodoo Delish on it. Oh. It says made from wood and not man-made. I see the wax by Barbie and take photos of candles burning, and I can read the wax. Wow, that is so cool, Jackie. I have heard of that. I've just never met any. You're the first person I've met who can do that. And yeah, do you find it to be easy? Do you find it that it's kind of just comes to you, or is it a difficult thing to do? I'd be interested in. So here's a question for you, Jackie. Do you burn candles to read people? Like, do you burn maybe, or have you ever tried maybe taking a candle and writing someone's name, going up, of course, because we don't want to, we're not trying to do harm, we're trying to do positive, but maybe etching someone's name in the candle going up and then lighting it and burning it and then reading it to read that person or to read for them? Have you ever tried anything like that? Because that would be hella interesting. Wow, that's so cool. Oh my God, Jackie, that is awesome. Wow, you should really start practicing that, because I bet that'd be a very, very cool, nifty thing to be able to do. I think if you have the I think if you have the gift to do something, if you literally have the gift, you just have that gift. And I think it's easy to do anything that you have the gift to do, you know what I mean? Like, oh wow. Did it freak you out, Jackie? Does communication with dead people or dead, entities, does that freak you out? Ah, yeah. Well, I can see why. I can understand. I kind of enjoy it personally. Just the I don't know really what the draw is. I think just because I've done it for so long, worked with spirit, that it's kind of something I look forward to. And with hedge writing, there's like the sequence of a sequence of things you do to do it. And but I will say this: I think it's a lot different to go to than it is to have them come to. So I know that when I go to the spirit realm to work with spirit, it's a lot different than having spirit come to me. So I can admit that's a very different, because I know when I first started working with spirit, them coming to me, that was a whole lot different than me going to them. Because when you go to them, you just kind of sit back and wait for them to approach you. You don't, it's very bad etiquette to approach a spirit. You just kind of sit with your protection. There, she's back. Hi, Victoria. You just sit with your protection and you wait for them to approach you. You know what I mean? But you don't approach them. So when they come to you in this realm, when they come to you, they're coming specifically to you, and it's just different. And they're in your premises. Your man. I have your doll for you. You're more than welcome to join her. Um, they're they're coming to you and they're on your premises. They're in your home. They're in your realm, and it's a lot different than when you go to their realm and their area. It's like meeting someone at a cafe rather than them coming to your house. It's just a lot different. Yeah, exactly. You can back up, but when they come to you, it's a little different. Like that 3 a.m. visit. Um, yeah, cold air. The candles don't have the power. You have the power. You have the energy. When you enchant the power into the energy into the candle, then the candle has the power. So no, the candle itself has no power. But then when you enchant the candle with your power, with your energy, which is what I was saying, that I usually do my oil and my herbs first, and then I enchant the candle, and then I sit it where I'm going to have it, and then I enchant it again. Um, my adding my enchantment, my giving the energy, I pull in from my crown chakra. I pull in universal energy, and I pull it through my body, and then I enchant my intention, what I want and what I need. I enchant that into that candle. And then by doing that, I'm giving that candle power. And and that's what gives the candle power. The candle itself doesn't have any power until it's enchanted. And then yes, it has quite a bit of power. And plus I did this spell on a mirror. I mean, I really did this spell as far as like I did it on a mirror. I did it with a very large black candle. And I did one for the person that I was doing it on, and one small candle for the people around them. I just really did this spell up, and I never once thought about the people around them being someone I cared about. I just did this spell up. And then when it was over, I thought, oh, you dummy, one of the people around them is somebody close to you, and you've been wondering why that person close to you is no longer close to you. So I have to remove that candle, that spell. I have to remove it. I have to take it apart, disassemble it, and either redo it or just leave it as it is. I've heard that, Jackie. I've heard that, but I've never worked with one. Um, Spells can drain your energy if you're not pulling energy. Personally, um, personally, I can use my own energy, but it is draining to use your own energy. And I've heard people talk about how they use energy many different ways, and a lot of people get drained by using their energy. And this is one thing I do differently from Lady Grave Dancer. I pull energy from the universe or the life force through my crown chakra, and I use that energy to enchant. I pull it through myself, and I use my energy, but I'm refilling my energy at the same time. So I'm using my energy to enchant, but I am filling myself up full of energy at the same time. So I'm not losing any energy. I'm actually filling myself with energy. But I use a lot of chakra work. So I think that's what brought me to do that. And that's how I've been enchanting for years, is by pulling from the life force, the life energy, or the God energy, the God source, however you want to look at it. It can be a huge mess if you don't know what you're doing, and especially if you're in a hurry. You got to take your time when you're working with magic, and that was my biggest mistake, is that I was in a hurry and I wasn't paying any attention. I was just trying to get it done before we left, and I know better. I mean, I've been doing this for 30 something years. I can't even count at the moment. 34, 35 years. I knew better. I was just in a hurry, and I thought, I could just whip it out there real quick. You know, you get cocky, you get confident. And I thought I could just whip it out there really quick. Well, I didn't pay enough attention. I didn't. And, you know, see what happens? See what happens when you're not paying attention, when you don't do what you're supposed to do, is you get cocky, and then you end up doing something you shouldn't do. And now I have to redo it. So, and that's just par for the course, you know. You reap what you sow. That's what I get. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, it could be considered chakra power, because in my belief, chakra power comes from the God source. So yeah, it definitely could be chakra power. Could be considered that. Yes, I cleanse my aura about every time I do magic, and then even if I'm not doing magic, excuse me, I have dust in my room or something. Even if I'm not doing magic, I'm cleansing my aura, and I tune my chakras at least once a week. If I'm feeling sluggish or too uh, flighty, the other day when I did those herb videos after I had slept, the next day I tuned my chakras, because I felt like I couldn't even articulate words during those videos. I felt like I was really having a hard time. So I tuned my chakras that next day, because anytime you're too flighty, you're too grounded, you're too sluggish, anytime you're off in any way, you should tune your chakras. Anytime you're off, you should tune your chakras. It's just important to keep them spinning good. And you can do it with just visualization. You can do it with meditation, and you can do it with stones, or all three. All three is even better. Like I was saying, if you don't really enchant with the chakra, you enchant with your own energy. But what I do to continue replenishing my energy, you enchant and you set your intention the way you always set your intention and you always enchant. But what I do to replenish my own energy is before I start enchanting or before I start working magic, before I start any of that, I pull in energy from the life force or the God source or the universe or whatever word you want to use to explain it. I visualize my crown chakra opening and pulling energy in from the life force or the God source and filling my body. And I imagine that happening while I'm enchanting my own energy, enchanting and setting my intent into my magic. And the reason that I do that is so that I have a continual source of energy, so that I'm not depleting my own energy while I'm enchanting and setting my intention. So it's not that I'm using the chakra to do my intention. I'm using my own energy to do that. I'm just replenishing my energy while I do it so that I don't drain myself. It's just a technique I learned years ago, so that's how I do it. I agree. It's just like when I read cards. I don't read those cards. I'm pulling those cards. I'm telling you what I'm getting on those cards, but I'm not the one. I'm just giving you the message, but I'm not the one doing the messaging. I'm just the one verbalizing it. That's all spirit. That's not me. Are you talking about pulling it in through your chakra, amplifying the magic? No. Would you setting your intention in candles and lighting the candles amplify that magic? Yes, sir. Yes, they would. Yeah, the I shouldn't say that it wouldn't amplify the magic because I don't honestly know if it would amplify magic or not. It's not something I've ever tried to do. It's just something I do to replenish my own energy as I'm using it. It's something I've always done because I'm a crystal healer. So anytime I've done healing, I've opened my crown chakra, I've cleansed myself first, I've meditated before a client comes in, and I've kept my crown chakra pulling energy the entire time I'm healing. So yes, know the energy coming into me is not what's healing. My intention is what's healing. The spirit moving through me is what's healing. But my crown chakra being open is what's filling me full of energy to continue to do it without draining myself. And I've just always done it that way. That's the way I was taught. Um, I have a BA in spiritual healing, and that's the way I was taught to do it so that I'm not depleting my own energy. I'm actually taking life force energy and using that to replenish my energy while my energy is doing the work, if that makes any sense. So it's just how I was taught to do it. So it's how I do anything when I work with energy. Yeah, the energy comes from within. The intention, I'm sorry, the intention comes from within. The intention, the enchantment, that all comes from within. The energy I'm pulling to replenish myself, that comes from spirit, from God, source, or universal energy, or however you want to look at that. And I love crystals too, Joyce. I love crystals too. I mean, Jackie. I started collecting years ago. I was just young when I started collecting. And then I found this course online about chakra work and how you can use crystals to help with tuning chakras. And then, so I started with that, and then it led on and on and on. Well, then I found out that you could actually get a BA if you went far enough. So I went for it and I got the BA. So I have all these different things that I learned through that. I just haven't put them into use in so many years. Prayers of intention. It can get crazy, so I stopped doing it and haven't touched it since then. This is a different strategy. It's interesting. Yeah, it is. It's cool. You should try it, Danny. I mean, the most it could do is not be something that resonates with you, and in that case, you just don't use it. But it could be something that absolutely resonates with you and could really work for you. Um, Spirit is always there with you. Which spirit is your source? Um, so my belief is that there's a God source, the source, one source of energy that we're all sparks of. Because I believe energy doesn't die, it just simply returns to the source. So I believe there is one enormous source of energy, and that is the God source, and that we're all part of it. And I believe each goddess and god come from that, and they approach us as we need them in that form. But that they're all part of that God source. That's kind of how I believe. So that's my God source. That's the source I believe in. You may not have protected yourself. Exactly, you may not have protected yourself. Redman. Um, there's a lot of different things you can do to protect yourself. A number one thing you can do that's super easy is wear an amulet. You know, enchant a piece of jewelry, anything, a ring, uh, a piece of paper that you carry in your pocket, a stone that you carry in your pocket. Enchant anything to protect you, and then keep it with you at all times. A piece of sage in your pocket, a piece of sage in your bra if you're a girl, uh, a piece of sage. I mean, a piece of obsidian is great for grounding. It also can be used for protection. There are many, many stones that can be used for protection. You can use just about anything that you can enchant for protection and just keep it with you. Um, and then you're protected and you don't have to worry about that. What did I drop? Oh, I dropped all kinds of stuff. Um, I got a text that my daughter needs to talk to me, so don't leave. I'll be right back. Okay? Don't leave. I'm back. Oh, Lordy. Okay, what'd I miss? Whew, I was hurrying. Enchantment. I wear a couple of crystal bracelets. Obsidian is my favorite. You have to be careful with obsidian though because it's a secret bringer. And if you, you know, if there's stuff in your past that you don't want to deal with, it can pull that out. So just be careful with too much of it. You need protection in my field. The dead. Yes. Try again or prepare in the future. Tell you that shit used to scare me back in the day. I go to my parents' cemetery and one came home with me. Oh. See, that probably scared you, but that makes me go, oh. Hi, Shauna Nana. Welcome. Sorry I was gone for a bit. Oh, you changed your name and you put a picture up. That's awesome. I totally know who you are now, Shauna Nana. So am I still subscribed to you? Did that change or we're still good? Or when your name changes, I stay hugged on your channel? Yeah, it's true. People did. We're talking about protection and ghosts and spirits and bringing them home with you and how to deal with them and how to protect yourself from them. And I am smothering. I think it's because I have all my candles lit so it's warm in here. But I'm so glad I bought this fan the other day. Oh. I'm going to sneak back over in the corner. You talk amongst yourselves. That's all right. Just keep talking. Okay. All better. I need to get one of those things that Jen has and learn how to use it, but I will be honest, I'm kind of chicken. I won't be able to give up my actual cigarettes. And I'm being honest. I just don't think I'll be able to give them up. I've tried those things before. Well, I haven't tried the big ones like Jen has. I've always tried those little pen ones, and I hear they don't work very well. Oh my gosh, Shauna, you're moving up in the world, girl. Yeah, we call her Danny now because we can't pronounce her name. Oh, I bet. That's nice. Pat said he was cooking dinner. I don't necessarily want to give up smoking. That's my problem, is that I don't want to give it up. Because I've quit in the past, no problem. I quit once for a long time. But my problem now is that I don't want to quit. And it's hard to quit something that you don't want to quit. It's hard to give up something you don't want to give up. I could probably quit if I just wanted to. And that's my problem. I don't. I don't want to. And that's terrible. Well, you know the big ones, Danny? Aw, he's so kind of nice. Cigarettes. Cigarettes, Jackie. I'm a good girl. I don't use, I do use cannabis, but I don't use it that way. I use it as an herb. Are you, Shauna? I'm a smoker too, and I've thought about just saying screw it and smoking on camera. Because sometimes these lives go a long time and I just want a cigarette so bad. But then I think I wouldn't want to watch somebody smoke on camera, so I think maybe I shouldn't. But if I had one of those big vape pens, I'd use that. But I have, I'll show you, I have one. It just sucks. It doesn't do anything. I mean, it doesn't even, it does nothing for me. Come on, where are you? Scratching the bejesus out of my arm. See, I have this. It's even got something in it. I don't know if it's charged. See? It did nothing. Popping. Oh. All it does is choke me to death. That's why I don't use it. Anyway, so I was talking to Jen about it, and she said that those little ones didn't work for her either. Look, see what I told you? That I have paper skin, and any little push on it makes it bruise. I was serious. Anyway, Jen said those... It's 4:20 time. Jen said those didn't work for her either, that she had to get one of those really big ones. I would enchant a necklace or some piece of jewelry, Red Man. That's what I would do. Yeah, that's what Jen said. One of the big ones. She said they work really well and they're just like smoking a cigarette. Yeah, I just don't like it, and the problem for me is that it doesn't taste like a cigarette. And I've tried like 3 different tries, different tastes, and I don't know. I don't know how well that's going to work for me. Nice, Red Man. Grabs. That's awesome. That's a great achievement. You have a protection necklace on? That's what I would say your best bet for protection is. That and carrying a stone, an obsidian maybe, and a, you know, tourmaline is a great stone for protection, and many other things, but it would be good for protection. What else would be a great, and you know, just a plain quartz, they're amazing for protection. That stupid thing choked me. Yeah, that's what I want to do, Danny, but they're expensive. Well, she said you can get the whole setup for like $120 at, you know, if you go to a decent store, you can get the whole setup for like $120 or something. So that's really not that bad. I mean, that's two cartons of cigarettes. That's even less than 2 cartons of cigarettes. That's my scare. Oh, my daughter. Now see, that is dedication to a witch. My daughter just texted me. She said she's going to cut her bangs. And she just texted me and asked me, do I need or want her hair for anything? Is that cool or what? That's trust. That's what that is. I'm trying to answer her. Oh, come on, work. I think that's awesome. That's cool. That's trust. Going to bed, Shauna? Oh gosh. Okay, sleep good, honey. I did that for years, Reba. I really did. But then, I got sick of it. Apache tears are great. They soak up any kind of sorrow or sadness. They're great for depression. They're wonderful for grief. They're great. What I say that's true. I miss myself. That thing literally choked me. A V8. Good night, Shauna. I love you, babe. You have sweet dreams too. A V8. I'm going to write it down because if I don't, I'll forget. Because I know I'm going to get one. I know I am. It's just a matter of taking the plunge. I mean, shit. Really, we waste $100 in a month and a half. And that doesn't even count the cigarettes. Come on, we eat out. We buy things off Amazon. We do silly things. So we waste that money. So we might as well get something that might help us. I mean, that's at least how I'm like trying to look at it. So it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. Yeah, that's true. The taste is nasty. And the smell. I rarely smoke in my house. And only usually when I'm doing a live, then I'll smoke in between. But normally I'm outside. I don't smoke in my magic room. Oh my God, I can only bet. I can only bet because my husband and I both smoke, and we spend about, I would say it's $150 every 2 weeks. So that's $300 a month in cigarettes. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. It's a crazy, crazy thing that we do anyway to ourselves, knowing what it does to us, and we do it anyway. It's terrible. Well, guys, I think we should probably call it a night. I'm exhausted, and it's already quarter to 11 here, and I know other people are in other places where it's probably later. Man, I had fun tonight, though, just chatting. It's so fun. Good night, Jackie. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. I'm going to make sure you're in the pot and on the list, girl. And you too, Danny. I'm so glad, and you're in there, Red Man, already. So, but I will check you guys soon, and don't miss us tomorrow. I'm going to be at 3:00 p.m. PST, and there's one for the people who were already involved, and then one for newbies. Have a good night, Jackie. Yeah, I do the same thing, Danny. My husband does smoke, but I don't like the smell, so I'm always spritzing. I would say, Redman, to use it anyway. It doesn't matter that it's synthetic. As long as you're enchanting it, it's going to work. It's going to work. And it doesn't matter what type of magic, it's going to work. Good night, Reba. Loves to you. Thanks for joining. Are you a hugger to my channel, love? Yeah, you are. I have you listed. I've got you. You're good. Well, synthetic's not great, but if it's all you've got right this minute, use it because it's better than nothing. But one-legged, hi. How you doing? Okay, you shouldn't have synthetic, but if it's all you've got right now, Redmond, use it. And then get something real as soon as you can. A quartz crystal, a few things, an obsidian, a tourmaline, an Apache tear, any of those or all of those will do. And you can just make a little bag and keep it in your pocket. But if that's all you've got, if that's literally all you have, you don't have a silver cross or a silver anchor or a silver anything, if you don't have a silver chain, if you don't have a gold chain, if you have nothing else, then use that because it's something. You're fine as frog hair, a hot dog. And it doesn't matter what kind of magic. It doesn't matter, Redman, as long as you're putting the intention of I want to be protected and you're holding it and saying I'm protected, I'm covered, there's nothing hurting me, there's nothing going to harm me, I'm completely protected, and you're putting that into that piece of jewelry, you're protected. Or that stone, or that piece of paper that you've written I'm protected. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as you're putting that intention into it, you're protected. Seriously. Okay, your silver chain will do it. And it doesn't matter the type of magic. Yeah, you can use a stone from your own yard. It doesn't matter what it is. You can enchant it with angels. You can enchant it with anything, as long as you ask for protection. You just want to be protected. That's all it takes. And see it. See it happening. See that you're protected. Visualize it. See it happening. See that you are being protected. And feel the energy being pushed into it, whatever it is. Stone, paper, necklace, whatever it is. See it happening and feel it being pushed in there, and you're protected. I'm telling you, you're protected. It is. It's all about intention and energy. You're so welcome, Redman. I'm really glad to have helped. I mean that. I'm really glad to have helped. And anything at all will do it. It really doesn't have to be anything in particular. I mean, like I said, a piece of paper written on will do the trick. Anything at all. And you're welcome. And I'm going to keep tuning in because I really loved that show. That was awesome. Awesome. I'm glad it's going to happen tonight. That makes me feel better about you being safe out doing what you do. Well, one-legged, I'm so sad you came in when you did because I was just getting ready to go, but I can stay for a little longer. What have you been up to? Girlie, what have you been doing? I haven't seen you in a long time. Awesome. That's perfect, Redmond. That's great. That'll work perfect. Yeah, I haven't seen you in a long time, Miss Witchy Woman. You come on at night a lot, huh? Same old, me too. SOS. Oh, that's cool. Wow, you're just a jack of all trades, aren't you, Redman? Ooh, did I show you? Have you seen my book? Let me show you my book. You watch Tangerine, Layla? One-legged? So she's making these journals and everybody's kind of doing it with her. Well, that's cool. I'll remember that when I'm up at night. Anyway, she's making these journals and everybody's kind of doing it with her, and this is mine. And it started out as a cookbook of my mom's, a really old, big cookbook. And so I just got it painted today. Actually, I think it was last night. But I even did the edges of the paper. And I'm gluing them together because, oh my God, excuse me. I'm gluing them together because they were pretty thin. And then I have to put a layer of Mod Podge on each one just to thicken them, you know, toughen them up because they were thin, so I don't want them to disintegrate when I paint them. But yeah, that's my Book of Shadows I'm working on. Yeah, it will be. It will be a Book of Shadows, Danny. Thank you, Marge. I'm doing it with Tangerine. She's got hers like done, but I was trying to do it along with her, but I'm slow because I had to glue my pages together. So because my pages were thin, so we're all drooling. Get an old cookbook, man. I'm telling you, it's the way to go. They're big. And that one was my mother's, so it's going to be more special. But you can buy a cookbook at a thrift gala for like $1, a big one. You can get a big one for like $1, $2. Good night, Red Man. Much love and light to you, babe. Have a good night. I'll see you soon. Yeah, it's going to be really cool when I get it done. You should go look at Tangerine Layla's books. She's got a dragon eye on the corner of hers and moss and just all kinds of stuff. It's just gorgeous. Mine probably won't be that elaborate because I'm not an elaborate kind of gal. I like my things really, I don't know what the word is. Simple, I guess, is a good word. I will show you one thing I'm going to keep, though. So my mom put a sticker in it when it was hers. She put her name in there on a sticker. And I'm going to keep that. So I'm going to paint around it. If I even paint this page, I may not even paint this page. Because it's a tan color, I may just leave it. I don't know yet. And leave my mom's sticker there, but no, I'm going to paint it. But I bought these flowers, and I'm going to put this one right here on that page and paint it black. So I'm going to paint the page. Anyway, I'm going to put it right next to my mom's picture and paint it black. And then I have a, see if I can put this back in there. Of course not. Because that's how things work. Come on, just cooperate. I did it. It worked. Kinda. There. And then I can't get to them, but I showed it on my page. I mean, on one of my videos, the little baubles I got. Anyway, I'm going to put one of those on there, one of the little gemstone things. Oh my gosh, that's what I do, one-legged. That's exactly what I do. I make my own books. I'll show you one. I have it right here. So this is my first book that I've ever done that's not my own book because I make my own. So I make a piece of leather like this, and then that's what I stitch my pages to, and then I bind it myself through the cover, and it ties in the middle. That's what connects it to the actual cover. And that's what I do. I make my own books. But so this will be the first book. My Book of Shadows is huge. I've shown that on previous videos too. It's huge. And that's why this one has so much space so it can grow. This is my apothecary book. But my Book of Shadows is enormous because I've had it for so many years. And I just thought, you know what? I'm going to use my mom's cookbook. I'm going to follow along with Tange. And I'm going to make a new one. I'm going to make a new Book of Shadows. So I'm going to do it this way just because it's my mom's. Minimalistic, primitive, basic. Yes, that's me. Okay, Laura. Good. My name is Candy. So Lunea's Corner is my channel. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Laura. Yeah, I like to do my own books too. I really do. And I've done I have that one, my journal, and my Book of Shadows that I've done. Well, the journal is actually just a cover. And then I put a new journal in every time because I journal way too much to make a journal. I would run out all the time. Hi, Laura. Yes, too many volumes. So I just thought this time I'm gonna do this and try it out. The worst that could happen is I won't. Oh my God, is that I won't like it. Wait till I show you this. This was on my haul video, but I got to show it again. Look at this honkin' book. It's a sketchbook. It's enormous. And it was like $28.65 or something like that on Amazon. Isn't that thing huge? I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. Somebody said to me, was it Whispers of Three? I can't remember who made a comment. I think it was Whispers of Three, but I could be wrong. But that there's a fear of using it because you might mess it up. She has one just like it, and there's a fear of using it because you might mess it up. And that's how I'm feeling right now. Yeah, that thing is huge. And I have a fear of using it. I don't know what to use it for. I sketch, but I'll never make that many sketches in a million years. I don't sketch that much. I don't know. I just don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. And now I got it, but I was already making my Book of Shadows, and I'd rather have that Book of Shadows from my mom's cookbook anyway, so I don't know. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it yet, but I had no idea it was that big when I ordered it. But it's cool. Definitely have many volumes. That thing is huge. Well, guys, I really better get. Yeah, that would be awesome as an art journal. If I did more art, my art's all on canvases. Most of my art is on canvases, so it won't do me any good like that. Unless I'm doing watercolors. I might do some watercolors in it. That might be cool. Use it for watercolors. Or at least some. I don't know. I could do drawings and watercolors and... I'm glad you caught me too. I don't usually go to bed early, and I probably will tonight because I got up early, but normally I'm on really late, and I like to be. I didn't know you were a late girl, or I'd be up with you on a live, just because sometimes at night I'm so bored. I look for somebody, anybody on to talk to. Anyway, I'm tired tonight, so I think I'm going to call it a night, and I've been on for 3 hours now. Well, in 5 minutes it'll be 3 hours. But I love you guys. I'm so glad you stopped in. You're in Louisiana? Oh my gosh, where in Louisiana? Like whereabouts? Because I am moving to Texas. We might just be able to meet up. I'm in California. But I'm moving to Texas, and I have every intention of going to Louisiana. I want to go to New Orleans and walk the cemeteries. So bad I want to walk the cemeteries in New Orleans. Well, and anywhere else they have them. I'm just a cemetery girl. They have tons in Texas. I can't wait to get there. Tons. I'm so glad you caught me too because I need to make sure you're in my drawing. Right in the center of the state. Oh my gosh, that's cool. Well, I will have to keep that in mind, girl. Maybe we can have a meetup someday. That'd be awesome. I don't know if you watch Jen the Taxidermy Witch, but if you don't, you should. But she is also moving to Texas. So we're both moving to Texas. Texas is like a witchy plethora of, I mean, a big plethora of witches. There's just tons there, tons and tons, and more moving in every day. I was telling everybody just earlier, I heard of somebody else moving there, and I can't remember who it was. But there's another witch moving to Texas soon. So I was like, holy crud. Okay, anyway, I'm exhausted. I love you guys dearly. Remember that you're all divine and sacred beings of light and love. Remember that for reals, and I do love you. And I will see you all soon, soon, soon. Tomorrow at 3. Don't forget. And that's Pacific Standard Time. So, oh, Magical Mandy, love her. Love her so much. She's got the cutest little voice. Love her to death. She's adorable. All right, guys. Talk to you soon. Have a good night, please. Bye. Yeah, exactly, Marge. Good night. Love ya.